Hi, this is Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas. So today we're doing a fun project of I am installing Oracal 651 onto my concrete shop floor. I wanted to do something kind of fun, something different. So the first thing I did was I didn't use my Silhouette or my Cricut for this project. I have a big Graph Tech, but you could easily do this with a Cricut or Silhouette. You just have to do it in pieces. I went ahead and measured out from the shelving unit to my registration squares and made it 12 inches away from the shelving unit. And I went ahead and cut the pieces apart and laid the vinyl down on the ground. Because, I mean, you don't need to sit here and watch me, spend 30 minutes installing vinyl whenever you know how to install vinyl. You just need to know how to do it this way. Now, I went ahead and I cleaned my floors as well as I possibly could. It's concrete, so they don't clean the easiest. So I'm going to go ahead and start removing my mask from my second piece. Slowly but surely, because it wants to lift. But that's why I have my iron out right there, is because once I have the mask removed off of it, then I will take and heat seal it to the concrete so that way it stays on there permanently. Now, I would not recommend this for a high traffic area because it probably wouldn't last, because it is just sticker on the floor. And if you're trying to do this on any other surface besides concrete, I would do a test of it to make sure that in a small inconspicuous area, to make sure you're not going to hurt your floors. So, and one of the things I did is whenever I cleaned my floors, I vacuumed and I swept, which, as you can tell, it really doesn't look like I did much. But again, that's the nature of the beast with hard floors. But I went ahead and also cleaned the floors with denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol is one of my favorite tools as far as for adhesive vinyl goes. It's great for getting sticker residue off of things. It's also great for getting grease up or whatever you're dealing with. So, as you can see, it's coming up pretty well. And these big letters are easier to work with than the small ones. So, there's a big rock right there. So, see, now I've got the mask removed off of that. So what we'll do is, Cameron, did you take my Teflon sheet?
Behind me.
Oh, sorry. I thought my child took my Teflon sheet. Cameron's my 9-year-old. And if you've ever been into my store, you have probably seen him because he comes here every afternoon. Now, I don't have this. I have this set right now on linen. I'm not pushing too hard. The goal is to heat set it, not melt it, because you can still melt vinyl. I've done it plenty enough times. Trust me, I understand. So, let's see. There we go. That did really well. And it's starting to take the texture of the floor. Now, I'm also going to try to keep people off of it for the next 24 hours so the adhesive has a good chance to bond with the floor. It's kind of like whenever you apply vinyl to a cup. You want to try to keep people from using the cup as a cup for at least 24 hours after the vinyl's on there. or if you get stickers put on a car or whatever, you don't want to wash it for 24 hours. You want it, as I said, for it to get a chance to bond really well with your surface before you start to try to clean it or do anything with it. But this was a fun quote that I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, that would be so cute on the floor in my shop. I'm big on quotes. I love all different kinds of sayings. I think it kind of helps express your personality, and always something fun and something different. But as you can see, it works pretty easily. So, and it's once you get it started, then it lays down better too. The smaller words want to give you more problems than these big old letters. And this is a 2 foot by 6 foot design. As I said, I wanted something nice and big that you could see from a distance. But if you didn't want your vinyl to stay down permanently, this is also great tips and tricks. Say you wanted to make a stencil on your floor or something along those lines. You can still use these tips to do those types of things. So, let's see. Almost have this one removed. There we go. And again, as you can see, this floor is not perfect by any means. There are all kinds of divots, and whenever we rented this location, I loved it because we're in downtown of Nederland, which is the town where we are. And this was an old building that had so much character and charm, but it had been used, originally it was used as a restaurant, and then it was used as a couple of hair salons. And before we moved in, we had to take and clean the floors so much, because whenever we came, there was carpet in the front part, and then there was laminate as well. And once we pulled up the carpet and the laminate, because it wasn't in good shape, because it was in here for a hair salon, then there was some type of water barrier, which didn't look like it worked really well. And then underneath that, the floors were painted and polyurethane, and then it had magazine pictures decoupaged over the concrete. So we had to get in here with a diamond grinder and take and clean these floors, which I will tell you was not fun in the least little bit at all. That was so much work to get these floors to where they are now. But as you can see, it's starting to take on the texture of the floor, just like whenever I did my B sign. So this project would work really well for a patio or something like that. But this is definitely not good for a high traffic area. If it's in a high traffic area, this will not last. I can tell you that one. So there we go. Now we're on to the last piece. So and I don't know about y'all, but it drives me nuts whenever I clean floors, because my house is the same way. We have hard floors throughout our entire house. We have tile that looks like wood and then tile throughout everything else. Because with having kids and doing a lot of crafts, I wanted something that would be easy to clean and take care of. But the problem with hard floors is you open the door and dust goes everywhere. It doesn't matter how clean you are about it. It's like you can just mop and they look dirty again, especially when you have kids and dogs and cats, especially when you have kids like mine. But I love them. They're good kids. Just drive me nuts sometimes. But I think that's how every mom feels from time to time. But let's see. There we go. Now we're on to the last little letters. But again, the little letters are the hard ones out of the big. So, and I love how nice and clean this tape removes off the vinyl, even with this super duper textured surface. But the way I look at it is, if you can apply vinyl to something like this, you should be able to apply a vinyl to anything. And this may not be a project that you attempt at home, but what I'm trying to get across to y'all is that your creativity is only bound by your imagination. There's always some way to make this work. You know. There we go. And now on this, part of the reason why I'm using my Teflon sheet on this is so that way I don't mess up my iron. Because as I said, this is a super textured surface and you want it to adhere good. So there you go. We did a 6 foot by 2 foot decal on the floor, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Remember to go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube and go check us out on Facebook. Thanks, and y'all have a great day.